Stop everything. Because something happened inside the WNBA offices recently that has not been fully reported anywhere. An emergency meeting. Not about scheduling, not about expansion, not about the All-Star game, about Caitlin Clark, about NBC, and about who actually controls the WNBA right now. Here is what we know for certain. NBC signed an 11-year, $3 billion media deal with the WNBA, 6 times more valuable than the previous agreement. The biggest broadcast contract in women's basketball history. Amazon, Disney, ESPN, NBC, all competing for NBA rights. And multiple sources inside the league have confirmed NBC made their position clear from the beginning. Caitlin Clark is the central asset of their broadcasting strategy, not the league, not the players. Clark, one player who drives ratings 3x the league average, one player whose games sell out arenas coast to coast, one player whose jersey outsells LeBron James. And that same player has been fisted in the throat, elbowed in the midsection, kneed in the quad, left off anniversary posters, given technical fouls for clapping. NBC writes $3 billion checks. They do not write $3 billion checks to watch their central asset get targeted every week while the commissioner cancels radio interviews. Something had to change. And according to multiple reports, it already has. Tonight, the most important power shift in NBA history. And why Caitlin Clark is at the center of every single piece of it. To understand what this emergency meeting means, you need to understand the economics first. The old WNBA media deal was worth approximately $500 million. Modest, manageable, the league controlled its own narrative. The new deal, $3 billion, 6 times larger. With NBC, Amazon, and ESPN all at the table. When a network writes a check that size, they are not a passive partner. They are an investor. And investors protect their assets. The data NBC is looking at tells a brutally simple story. When Caitlin Clark plays 1.18 million viewers per game, 3 times the league average. When Clark sits, those numbers drop significantly. Indiana Fever tickets sold out every game. Road games in opposing arenas venues upgraded to accommodate Fever demand. Clark's Wilson basketball sold out in 40 minutes. Her jersey outselling LeBron James. NBC did not pay $3 billion for the NBA. They paid $3 billion for the Caitlin Clark effect. And the league's job from this moment forward is to make sure that effect does not disappear. Here is the impossible position Commissioner Cathy Engelbert is in right now. On one side, NBC, Amazon, Disney executives. People who write billion-dollar checks. People who have seen Clark's ratings data. People who have watched their central asset get fisted in the throat, elbowed in the midsection, and kneed in the quad while WNBA officiating missed every single call live. Their message is simple. You have a billion-dollar asset. Protect it. On the other side, a locker room full of WNBA veterans who built this league for 29 years before Clark arrived. Players who flew coach. Players who played overseas in the off-season just to survive. Players who watched Clark walk in as a rookie and immediately command more attention than anyone who came before her. Their frustration is real. Their resentment is documented. And now the same networks paying for charter flights that Clark helped secure are telling the commissioner that Clark needs to be centered, protected, and marketed above everyone else. Engelbert has to keep both sides from destroying each other, while managing a congressional investigation threat, while her most important player has missed 5 games with a back injury, while a fan is getting fired from Hilton for racist messages, while the commissioner herself canceled a radio interview rather than face questions. That is not a league in control. That is a league in crisis. Here is what multiple sources have confirmed about NBC's position. The network made it clear that everyone gets equal promotion model is over. NBC wants the Michael Jordan treatment for Caitlin Clark, the way the NBA centered Jordan in the 80s and 90s, the way they centered LeBron after him, the way Formula One centered their biggest names in Drive to Survive, a documentary that tripled F1's American audience. Sources familiar with the discussions say NBC is developing a documentary-style series following the WNBA with Clark as the central storyline. If that sounds like an opportunity, understand what it also means. It means cameras following Clark, her teammates, her opponents, and the narrative will be shaped by editors. Veteran players who have worked for years without recognition are suddenly at risk of becoming background characters in their own league, or worse, antagonists in Clark's story. The drive to survive comparison matters here. That show took Formula One from niche sport to mainstream entertainment, but it also created villains, deliberately for ratings. The WNBA is about to have that conversation. And the players who have fought for recognition for 29 years are now being told that their recognition may come from being the obstacle Clark overcomes. That is not a conversation that ends peacefully. And here's the part of this story that directly connects to every missed call this season. NBC is not paying $3 billion to watch their central asset get injured. Multiple sources say the officiating conversation was central to recent league discussions. The math is brutal. If Clark suffers a serious injury, ratings drop, viewership drops, ad revenue drops. The entire $3 billion investment loses its primary return driver. Reggie Miller, NBC's own analyst, has already said publicly this season that Clark is being deliberately targeted. He is not just a commentator, he is an NBC employee, saying that on NBC's own platform. That is not accidental. The league reviewed Thomas. 1 game. The league reviewed Gray. Nothing. The league missed Stokes entirely. And NBC is watching every single one of these plays with the same data Clark's agent has. The officiating either changes, or the investment is at risk. Charles Barkley said it on TNT: "Ride this cash cow till the wheels come off." They did it with Jordan. They did it with LeBron. That is how you do this. The wheels are not coming off. Not if NBC has anything to say about it. Here is the full picture, and it is one of the most significant moments in women's sports history. The WNBA is no longer a niche league fighting for survival. It is a $3 billion content platform. And the difference between those two things changes everything. As a niche league, players controlled the culture. Veterans set the tone. The league operated as a community. As a $3 billion platform, networks control the narrative. Stars get centered. Business imperatives override basketball culture. Clark negotiated charter flights in 2 weeks, helped close a $200 million media deal upgrade, has driven 48% attendance increases. She earns $77,000 from the WNBA. Aja Wilson, Brianna Stewart, Sabrina Ionescu. 3 of the greatest players in WNBA history. Their agents are reportedly watching marketing allocation with growing concern as Clark absorbs more and more promotional real estate. The new CBA, which players voted for unanimously, includes revenue sharing for the first time. Potential $1 million salaries for top players. That money exists because Clark exists. But the veterans who built this league, flying coach, playing overseas, fighting for 29 years, are now being told to be grateful for a spotlight they did not ask for. The commissioner's impossible job is to make everyone believe the rising tide lifts all boats, while NBC quietly decides which boats they care about. And only one boat has a $3 billion spotlight on it. $3 billion, one central asset, 2 opposing forces, one commissioner caught in the middle. The WNBA is not a basketball league anymore. It is an NBC content platform. And Caitlin Clark, whether she asked for it or not, is the product. Subscribe for daily WNBA coverage. Drop a comment. Do you think NBC's involvement is good for the WNBA? Or did the league just sell its soul for $3 billion? Because the answer changes everything that happens next.